It has fundamentally reshaped the country with no democratic mandate. Nobody voted for that. Nobody asked for that. It was not in any party manifesto. In fact, Boris Johnson promised the opposite in 2019 when he said he would lower the overall numbers. And he did the opposite. To give you a sense of the scale of demographic change in the United Kingdom, I'll give you one fact. In every single year since 1997, in each single year since 1997, there has been more immigration into the UK than there was during the entire period between the Anglo-Saxons in the 5th century and the end of the Second World War. In other words, there was more immigration in each year since Tony Blair came to power, including under the Conservatives, than there was during 1,500 years that separated the Anglo-Saxons from Winston Churchill. That is the scale of change we are witnessing. We have seen more immigration into the UK in the last 4 years than we have seen since records began in 1701. Again, nobody voted for this. Nobody asked for this. The Westminster class will say it's making us richer. It's making us stronger. The evidence on the economics of immigration is now clear. From Finland to Denmark to the Netherlands, and even now the United Kingdom, the Office for Budget Responsibility all say the same thing. The exact kind of migration that we now have in Europe, low wage, low skill, poorly educated, non-European, is making Western economies weaker, not stronger. It is a net fiscal cost. It is not a net benefit. It is imposing enormous costs onto UK taxpayers during what is also the worst cost of living crisis that we have had since the Second World War. The economic problem is one thing, the cultural problem is another. As we have also discovered through the rape gang scandal, the grooming gang scandal, which was the industrial scale rape of hundreds of thousands of British children by Pakistani Muslim gangs who got children addicted to heroin and alcohol and trafficked them from one town to another from the 1960s onwards. An estimated close to 1 million children were sexually abused and raped in this way. And politicians in Westminster said it was Islamophobic to suggest that that scandal was happening. And only recently was the Labour Party, under Keir Starmer, the Labour government, willing to give a national inquiry into that scandal to get those girls the truth and justice that they deserve. That is a symbol of the cultural problem that we have imported into the United Kingdom. It is not